Hey everybody, always Dizzy here. So a bit of a different video than I am accustomed to posting, but I thought this would be an interesting one nonetheless. So this video is all about super kids. Okay, all of these super chess kids that are everywhere. If you play in a tournament, you will probably see them unless you are in a special geographical location where for some reason they don't exist. But I think they're pretty much in every corner of the world now. So I this took me a long time to create. I went through every single chess tournament that I played since I returned to chess as an adult, and I looked up literally every single opponent, and I tracked every single kid that I played at the time who had a big increase in rating since I played them. So I'm going to show you what their age was when I played them, what their rating was when I originally played them, and then what their current rating is and what their rating gain was from then and now, and then also their rating high. And there's not really any point to this video other than to just demonstrate with actual data how just how many strong kids there are, because one thing that I regret not recording here, and I don't want to go back and do that because this took me hours to prepare, is I should have added a column to show when I originally played these kids, but generally I added them from the oldest tournaments to the most recent. So the kids at the top rows here, these tournaments might have been about 5 years ago, 5 to 6 years ago, and then then it gets more and more recent, up to the point where at the bottom it's like a month ago. Okay, so that should give you some idea, but on average, maybe like 2 to 3 years on average is the difference from when I originally played them. Okay, so let's take a look at this first opponent. So this one was Ryan Long. Now, not really a young kid when I played him. He was a teenager. If this this won't let me. How am I going to do this? I put this here so that I could. Okay, I'm going to resize it, but it's going to get distorted. But that'll be fine. Okay, so he was 17 when I first played him, and he was 1773, and he's now 2062. So he's now close to 300 points stronger than when I originally played him. And I actually played him in 2 different games, and I lost both games. So this is what this video is all about. So if this is boring right now, it's not going to get any better. Well, it will get better though, but not much. Okay, and then next up I have Nathan Pingying Wu. He was 11 when I first played him, and he was 1428. He is now 2173. So nearly a master, and he's gained 745 points. So that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, because there is so many kids. Like, it's probably like 90% of my opponents are kids. And a good majority of them, within just a year or two, are going to gain hundreds of points. And I'm sure they might get stronger from when I originally play them, but this just shows how underrated they are. Because, I mean, look at this. Within, I don't know how long this was, but let's say 3 years. Within 3 years, it goes from 1400 to nearly a master, and he's still improving. I didn't put this was a draw. I should have wrote, so I drew him. And then we have Ryan Yang, and I played him twice. I drew our first game over the board, and then I played him in an online tournament during the pandemic when we couldn't play in person. And look at this. He was 10 when I played him, 1577. He is now 2331, and he's actually 2359 FIDE. So he's an FM now. He's a FIDE master. Okay, unbelievable. And this is just within a few years. Maybe 4 years. But yeah, it's just insane, because when you're playing these kids, they feel strong, and they certainly feel stronger than their rating at the time. And okay, maybe at this time he wasn't 2300 strength, but I'm sure he wasn't 1500. You know, he was probably closer to 1900 when I played him. Okay, I won't spend this long on every player, but and then I played Raymond Zhang. He was 12 years old when I played him, and he was 1238. He is now 1892. So he gained 650 points. I played him in 2 different games. I actually won both games. Jillian Mock, she was 11 and 1318. She's now 1955. And her rating high was 2054. So it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Here's another one, Jason. He was a little bit older at the time. He was 1100. Now he's 1800. And I drew him. Winston, he was 10 at the time. He was 1130. He's now 1759. I lost, and then I drew him. This next player is a big one. Look at this. He was 8 years old when I played him. He was 1056. He's now 1973. So he gained 917 points. And he was actually 2017 peak. And I played him 3 games. I won, and then 2 draws. Nicholas Peichang Wu, he was 988. He's now 1838. So this next batch of players here, I played all these players online, and they are in a different province in Canada from me. These were all played during the pandemic. So this was online. And I'll go through these a little bit quicker. So Derek Wong was 1554. He's now 2218. So he's a national master. I did lose to him, though. Justin Huang, he was 1254. He's now 1901. So these are over-the-board CFC ratings, by the way. I should have specified. Another 8-year-old at the time. I think this is correct. Yeah. He was 1495. He's now 2237. And I drew him. He was 8. But it's just insane. Talk about underrated kids. And so I always play them when they're underrated, right? And yes, I'll reiterate, they weren't, I'm not saying that they were this strong at that time, but for sure they were underrated at that time. They like, for sure these players were not 1400, 1200 at that time. Because some of these players, the difference is only like 1 year or 2 years. There's no way they climbed like 800 points in 1 year. Karina, I played her. She was 1696. She's now 1971. I lost that game. Andreas, he was 1100 and he's now 1769. He was 7 years old. Jonathan Wu, I played him twice, lost both games. He's now 2136. So nearly a master. And his rating high was 2189. He's 60. When I played him, he was 1696. Look at this one. This is the biggest one here. Joseph, he was 11 years old. He was rated 900. I beat him. He's now rated 2158, and his rating high was 2246. So I think he's a master. Come on. From 900 to 2246 in a few years. Okay, I just realized my webcam is cutting off, so I will scroll up a little bit. Whoops. Oh, I can't move this down. Oh, well. That sucks. I don't know why I can't, but yeah. And then we have a 1300 to 1960. We have Alex Zoe. Okay, I'll just get rid of this now because this is just annoying me. Alex Zoe from 1232 to 1873. Okay, and then back to over the board again. I played Henry Yang. He was 1584. He's now 2040. Look at this, Johan Alhol. I played him. I just played him maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2. No, it was it was just over a year ago. When I played him, he was 1188. He gained 1,000 points in a year. He gained 1,000 points in a year. He's 22, 28 now. Come on. Last year, he was 1,000. He's 22, 28. That is ridiculous. Bowen Wu, he was 1,000. He's 1880 now. Okay, I mean, you guys can read it on your own here, but yeah, just crazy. Here's another one, 1235, and now he's 1937. Okay, Wesley, this wasn't as big of a jump, but yeah. So I won't read all of them, but this is another huge one. Lucas Yao, I also played him just a year ago. He was 1471. A year later, 2109. So it's tough out there. It is tough out there. Like if you, there's just so many underrated kids. It is the ratings are just crazy. Liam was 1388. He's now 1819. Yeah, and these are starting to get less than a year ago now. No, this is still a year ago. And then Ryan, yeah, he was 1314. He's 1906. And Shonovan Mu, 1451 to 1844. But I was looking at a tournament that he just played in today. And today, he just drew a 2357 National Master this morning. And he was 1451 when I played him last year. So it's just crazy. And everybody knows that there's underrated kids out there. It's not a secret. But to look at the actual data like this is really, really bonkers. I'm actually, let's see, what's the average out of these people? Now, I didn't include some of the kids that didn't increase as much. So these are like a hand-curated list. But this is the majority. And yeah, so the average, Google Sheets is saying that the average is 625. So on average, the kids, when I played them, they increased in rating over 600 points within 1 to 4 years. Again, some of these are older and these are very recent. And I'm curious, let's just sort it this way. So yeah, so here this kid climbed, he gained over 1,200 points. And this one over 1,000 points. And this one 900 points. Just crazy. Okay, that's all this video was about. I just just an old man ranting. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this on these Superkids. Okay, I don't know. That's it. Thanks for watching.